Okay, so L'Shem doing something on Breshit, but also getting to Noach. So Breshit ends after the whole saga of Breshit, the creation, the second story of creation, sin, all types of interesting things. The story of the Bnei Elohim who marry Benot Ha'adam, whatever is going on in that story. And then we're introduced at the very end of our parsha to the protagonist of this week's parsha, which is his eponymous parsha, which is just a fancy name for saying that which is named after him, right? Noach. No, Parshat Noach is eponymous for Noach, right? What?
Such a good word.
It is a good word.
Eponymous.
It is a good word. Okay. Shimon liked it when I taught it to him also. He uses it now in his Parsha articles. So we're introduced to Noach. And then you have this very strange thing, right? You know that things are strange when you meet Noach, because right off the bat, everybody else had children at the very young age of, give or take, 100, right? A little younger, a little bit older, right? Between 100, 200, something like that. And Noach's father, Lemech, not the Lemech from Cain, but the Lemech from Shet, at what age?
500 something.
What?
500 something. I don't know.
I'm sorry. No, he had him actually. Sorry, he had him at 82. It's Noach who right is weird. Noach has children at 500. Right. So we already know that Noach is a bit right out of the box here. But we have what's even stranger about Noach is when we're introduced to Noach. So every so often in Sefer Breshit, and particularly in Parshat Breshit, you get essentially a Midrash Hashem, right? Where the Torah itself provides an explanation for the name. Not for everybody, but Noach gets one, and it's very odd. So his father calls him Noach. Why? Vayikra et shmo Noach lemor. Why is Noach called Noach?
Because he's going to bring rest to the...
Good. Because he is going to bring us comfort from that which we produce, from the sadness of our hands, from the land which is cursed by God. Good. What? Now it turns out he's right. Right? It turns out that Lemach is absolutely right, and the leitmotif of the beginning of Noach is in fact that word. Different forms of Noach, of Nechama, of comfort, because Noach in fact does bring comfort to the world in a certain way, probably not the way Lemach envisioned, not in the world will be utterly annihilated and then he will restart it, which will be a modicum of comfort, which is what happens, but he's right, he does bring comfort. But why did Lemach even say this? Right? Meaning, what prompted Lemech, after we've been introduced to a lot of people here, right? We've been introduced to how many generations from Shet? 10. How many from Cain?
10.
7. 7 from Cain. Right? I mean, there's been a lot of people. And now Lemech says Noach is going to be the one who is Menachem. Why does he say that?
He made the plow.
So Rashi says, very good. Right? So Rashi says that he's going to build a plow. But so that just explains what he did, but still, he didn't make the plow when he was a one-day-old baby, or however old he was when he was named. So what is he doing? So one possibility is that it says a tefillah, right? Meaning, it's not that he knows this, it's like, I don't know, Lemech is the first hopeful person of this chain of 1,000 years. Or alternatively, he's a Navi, which would be a little bit odd. There's no particular reason to believe that. So the Rashbam introduced the following very brilliant mathematical claim, which is, if you do the math, we know how much everybody lived. Noach is the first person who was born after what very critical juncture in world history? What? Very good. The death of Adam. Did you know that? Do you know that, Rashbam?
Yes.
Oh, okay, there you go. Right, but the Rashbam introduces the claim that the reason that Noach, otherwise that would be, I mean, it's impressive if you knew the Rashbam. It would be even more impressive if you just did that math and figured that one out, right? But the Rashbam introduced the possibility that the reason that Lemech invests this hope into his son is because it was the first child born after the death of Adam. And there was a hope that, and this is taken in slightly different directions by modern commentaries, but essentially there was a hope that the curse that God gave to Adam was literally for Adam, right? For the lifespan of Adam. Within Adam's lifespan, right, during his life, they knew that it was going to be bad. How did they know it was going to be bad? Because God said it was going to be bad. But there was a hope that it would get better, right, after Adam died, because now we've moved on from that curse. Now, as I said, the irony of it, and that's what gets us into Noach, is that it's sort of true, but not in any way that anyone would have wanted. Right? Again, the hope was that the current world could have continued. Right? The current world could have continued. And there would have been Nechama. But that doesn't work. Right? It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? And here is when you want to appreciate the beauty of biblical writing, right? What is the very, very sardonic, depressing reinterpretation of Lemech's tefillah/nevuah that the Torah actually says is what happens? Right?
Our misery?
Yeah, but what happens? What word is the most depressing word at the end of Noach that takes the end of Bereshit that brings us into Noach? Vayinachem. Right? God, there is Nechama, but there's not Nechama. There is Vayinachem. What's the difference between Nechama and Vayinachem?
Regret.
Yes, right? He gets the word he wanted. Right? But instead of Zayinachamenu, he will bring us comfort. It's Vayinachem Adonai ki asar ha'adam ba'aretz vayitatzev el libo. God regrets his decision to having made man in the first place, and therefore decides Vayomer Adonai emcher adam asher barati me'al panei ha'adama me'adam ad be'ema ad remetz vad ofa shamam ki nichamti ki asitim. You get a lot of nechama, but it's the wrong nechama. It's not comfort. It's regret for having created humanity. V'noach matzachein be'ei Adonai. Right? The only hope, he's right. The only hope for humanity is Noach. But it's not because, Adam's dead, and now there's just going to be comfort. It has gotten so bad that you will get the other type of nechama. You'll get regret for the creation, and God will annihilate the entire world. But yes, there will be one person who will bring the other type of nechama, not the one of regret, but nechama meaning comfort, and that is Noach. But not by improving the world that existed, but by starting the world again. And that's why, and this we definitely discussed last year, is that one of the things you have to keep your eyes out for is in the Mabul story and the story following the Mabul is parallels to creation. Right? That almost every element of the creation story is paralleled. Not just creation, Gan Eden also. Right? Creation story, right? You have light and darkness and the blending of the water on top and the water on the bottom, right? You have the undoing of the world and then the recreating of the world, right? The water being separated from the land, right? And land coming, right, being shown again, right? All those elements that you have in creation, followed by Noach getting drunk and therefore wiping away his knowledge of Tov V'Ra, right? And unclothing himself, so going back to the nakedness, right? You have this, right, post, right? I'm only here for one day. I got to pack in enough for you to think about for the whole week, right? Is that, right? You get this, right? You get, in a certain level, you get what you want, at a certain level, you don't. Right? Bereshit ends with the hope there would be nechama. And God says, no, there's no nechama because people are evil. Instead, you'll get ki nichamti ki asitim. You'll get regret on the creation, I will destroy the world. But Noach will still bring the nechama, not the way you thought, but he will create a new world. And the story of Noach, if you follow the imagery, is the story of the recreation, right? Of a new world that Noach is the father of, right? He's the new Adam. Okay? Maybe I'll Skype in and we'll do some Parsha things. But in the meantime, that should give you enough to think about for the week, and we'll see.